Oh yeah, Makeup by Ja was her name. Dang. Welcome back to another video. It's your girl Letty here, and we're gonna do some festival makeup today. Child, let's be honest, when you're not really feeling doing your makeup but you still want to do it, that's where I'm at. But I also want to talk about old makeup that I used to love and is no longer available. Let's talk about the hurt in that. Or old makeup that I used to once love but kind of grew out of it. Back when the beauty space on YouTube was like very prominent, I used to love testing out new products because I was easily influenced when it came to makeup. Like beyond easily influenced when it came to makeup. Back then, the only problem that I had was not doing my makeup the way it is now. Like, even though I still have a video up regarding my 1-layer foundation routine. Like, my makeup used to be so flawless back then, and then now I can see it has improved, but it still wasn't as flawless. But then again, I was in my early 30s and now I'm in my early 40s, so things change. Back then, my favorite concealer is the same as it is now. It's the Jouer. But I noticed because they are no longer in like major retail anymore, they cut down on their concealer shade range, which kind of, you know, hurts a little bit because I believe one of the colors that I currently use is no longer available. And I'm gonna say that kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. And one difference that I have noticed that I make in doing my makeup is, even though I still blend it out with a cat's paw, the closer I got to my eyes, I use a sponge. So I'm gonna try that again today and we're gonna see. While I still blend out the edges, I went in with a wet makeup sponge and really got in there, you know what I'm saying? And one beauty product that I used to use all the time was the Sonia Kashuk sponge to blend out my eyeshadow. But we're gonna use my Eco Tools one to blend out close to the eye. I want to see how this goes. I gotta trust the process. Going in with the Thread Beauty face stick. Now, one beauty product that I miss, that I totally miss, is the Morphe Dimension Stick. I don't know if they still sell it, but there used to be Morphe stores, so you can go in and play around with things. And once they eliminated the stores, then I had no access to my contour stick. Some makeup that I absolutely loved, and you saw in my revisiting old makeup video. If you haven't checked out the video, go look at it. But some makeup that I loved was the NARS and Charlotte Tilbury foundation, but like I said in that video, it became like too orange for me because I'm more of a neutral undertone, so it became way too orange for me. But this is how I used to do my makeup, and like I said, it was so flawless in my book. You know what I'm saying? So flawless, so beautiful. And I was just really getting in my video bag back then. I still use that. I wish I could still find that contour. Let me go look it up. I'll say one thing that I absolutely miss is the BH Cosmetics. That used to be my holy grail for brushes. That and Morphe. I'm glad Morphe is still around, but BH Cosmetics brushes, like their sets, was top tier. It was inexpensive. Listen, I love their stuff. I even bought my best friend their brush set because it was just that good. Now, one makeup trend that I've added is adding liquid blush before you put on anything else. Back then, I think I was waiting on the Fenty ones, so I didn't have them in stock. But since I have the Rare Beauty one, I'm gonna do that one. Just a little light wash before I do anything else. One makeup thing that I did was I still use my Maybelline Fit Me, but I used to use a sponge that came along with it I don't see that splashing no well, so we just gonna use my triangle and go up under my eye like that, just to set. I used to love the finish back then too. All of my products, I used to love the finish. Now I don't know. I know with age you get like a little more fine lines, more wrinkles, but dang, really? Now one thing that I miss doing, or looking back, wish I would have did more of over the years, was dust my skin off with the Laura Mercier powder with a brush, with a big fluffy brush all over my face, and not the triangle. You're able to get more surface area, you know what I'm saying, and still look radiant like that. See how the skin is still skinny, but you've set your face with setting powder? That's what I'm talking about. And one bronzer that I used to use the Fenty Sunstalker bronzer, but I no longer have that, so we just gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury. I think I might need to invest back in it because I really did love that bronzer. It used to be so pretty on my skin. Comment down below what bronzer slash contour did you used to use or used to like back in 2018 to 2020, right before we went into lockdown. One thing I am doing a bit differently than I did back then in 2020 is setting the areas that need to be set. Because look at this. That's so pretty. I will also say another thing that I like from this era is to put your powder or patch your powder in with a triangle. Because I notice as I'm getting older, I really don't like the dewy finish of things. I feel like makeup shifts around during that time. Side note, y'all see my eyebrows trying to come back in? Look at it, look at it, look at it. Side note, I kind of just did this eyebrow like I used to do it with the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim and then the Morphe pencil. I'm going to top it off soon with the Juvia's Place, if I can still find it, brow pen, and see if I still like it, because I might put back the Maybelline into my rotation, you know what I'm saying? Not going to lie, it's kind of top tier. I miss kind of doing my eyebrows like that, but these are more of like 2021 brows for me. Now one thing I did used to do was bake. Kind of got too much. Anybody else remember that? Baking while you did your eyes. Granted, I used to use the Laura Mercier Honey or the Beauty Bakery. I used to use that, which is a good makeup product. One primer that I used to love, besides using my NARS Soft Matte as a primer, concealer as a primer, was the Juvia's Place primer. I actually also love the P. Louise base when used correctly. I think I threw both of them away because I have no idea what either of them are. Another reason why I kind of am sad with the Morphe stores closing is because they carried a lot of brands that you wouldn't get any other, like they brought them to the forefront, and that was one of them. So it kind of hurt my feelings that I no longer have access to like the P. Louise and the actual Morphe, the full Morphe line at that time. And we also had Beauty Bakery in there, and at one point in time Jaclyn Hill, but she, you know, since dissolved her company, her makeup brand. I can't find the Juvia's Place brow pen in store, and I can't find the Juvia's Place primer in store. Or maybe I'm just going when things are sold out, but I know for a fact the brow pen is no longer sold in stores. Now, an eyeshadow palette that I really used to go in with was it Morphe? They had like several different ones. If you didn't have that, was you even really doing makeup? Like the, what is it, the 39A Artistry palette, any palette that an influencer came out with. The Jaclyn Hill, both of those palettes, and even her combination, the 4-pack, that didn't get the best reviews because they were a little patchy. I must have got a bad batch too, so but I still have them. I just, of course, I don't use them, but I still have them just for nostalgia reasons, you know what I'm saying? Like taking it back to old school, taking it back to like 2014, like right after my niece was born. The reason why I'm doing festival makeup is not only because my best friend told me to. Shout out to you. You know who you are. But it's because I went to Essence Fest back in the day. I was 29, about to graduate beauty school, living my best life. I had makeup clients, and I think I went with my aunt, or I met my aunt there in New Orleans. My niece is about to be freaking 12, a pre-teen, but back then she was just born a few months earlier. And as a graduation present from beauty school, my aunt had me meet her in New Orleans. Had a ball. Now during the day, way too hot to do makeup. You couldn't catch me in no makeup during the day. But at night, for all of the concerts, oh yeah, definitely was one of them girls. So I'm kind of trying to take it back there, because I'm not gonna lie, I still do colorful makeup, so that's not it, but I do miss going to the Essence Fest. Now during COVID, I didn't go, or not during COVID, but like right after COVID, I didn't go when I should have, because my favorite artist was there. My favorite artist is Janet Jackson. Point blank period. Everybody knows this. Some think it's Beyonce, but Beyonce girl, I love you. But she's kind of like third on my list of artists of all time for me. So it's Janet, Tamia, and then Beyonce. And Janet, because I grew up listening to listening to her music, and I just love how beautiful she was, creative she was. I used to look at her makeup. She always she was one of the 90s it girls for me. I grew up in the 90s. I grew up in part 80s too, but like really grew up in the 90s. Remember doing this with glitter so it would stay on? We're gonna take it back there and see if it works. Now I tried this trend in the other video of revisiting old makeup. Yeah, it ain't doing what it's supposed to do, so I'm gonna use my NYX glitter glue. Do y'all remember Lit Cosmetics? I still have some of their glitters, and I'm actually gonna use it today. Do y'all remember them? They were everything. I think they were a Canadian brand, and I really liked them because they actually responded when I didn't receive things from the brand when I was supposed to. When I tell you yes and yes and yes again. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna brighten it up even more. Go back to the previous conversation, but we used to dress up at Essence Fest, like going out to the concerts and going out to like Bourbon Street and stuff before, because we always, like, my aunt made it a point to get there a couple of days early before Essence even began, because she's like, no, I want you to experience the city. And I appreciate her so much for that, because she's like, I want you to really have fun in the city before all the chaos begins, because you're not gonna have time to go certain places. It's gonna be too crowded, you're not gonna have a good time, or if you do, or you're gonna be at the convention center for most of it, which I kind of was during Essence Fest. During the day, went to the convention center. At night, went to the concerts. Now, one of those days, I partied a little bit too hard the night before, and ended up with alcohol poisoning. Because in New Orleans, you can drink and take your drink back with you to the room. The best situation possible in my book. But festival makeup is just supposed to be fun, creative, sparkles, color. That's what I love about it. Like, it adds a little bit of razzle dazzle to it. I'm using the purple. Back then it was called, ooh, what was it called? Twisted Sister. But with festival makeup, you just want to pack on the sparkly. Like, go ham. To take it a step further, I'm gonna go in right here, some more Lit Cosmetics, and use Champagne Wishes. Now this used to be what everybody gravitated to. And with Lit Cosmetics, they used to have a mixing solution or a glitter solution that you used when you use their glitters. Now I'm gonna go in with certain things before I finish because the gems are gonna really stick on. So I want to make sure that they stick on. I'm gonna use the same eyeshadows that are on my eye that I did on my eye, under my eye. Remember, pencil brushes used to be the joint to put eyeshadow on your lower lash line. Now I think people just use anything. Man, I miss when like you had a beauty influencer video every week. I miss those days because it was like 2020, even early like 2012, 2013, 2014, 2016. I see a trend on TikTok always saying 2016 makeup, because what happened to that era when the Jackie Ainas and the Alyssa Ashleys and the Jaclyn Hill and the Desi Perkins and the Katie's, what happened? Did it just get burnt out? Because I missed that era. I get it, it's always time to branch out. Like, do what you need to do to branch out, but take it back to the old school sometimes. We miss that nostalgia. And I understand getting burnt out and bored and everything else and having to regroup, but it's been years. Where y'all at? Like, where y'all be at in these streets? Like, one beauty makeup company that I truly miss is Suva Beauty. They closed last year and it hurt my heart because I was like, where can I find Suva Beauty at? I'm so sad about them. Another company that used to be all up in Sephora, now they're like, Sephora is kind of shifting away from them, or they pulled their self out of Sephora, was Milk Cosmetic and Violet Voss. Like, oh my gosh. And one that used to be up in Ulta, and I don't know if they're still in Ulta, but I haven't seen them. Dose of Colors. It's like when the beauty community stopped doing makeup and stopped doing videos, all of these companies kind of like went out of the stores. That shows you the power of influencers, to be honest. Now don't get me wrong, I hated all the influencer drama, but influencing was just so pure and beautiful and I just loved it. And festival makeup is basically all about the, like I said, it's all about the sparkle. So we're gonna attempt what I did yesterday. And if you haven't seen it, go to my TikTok. But I gotta be quiet during this time because I gotta be focused, man. I would just like to say this is very stressful because this lash glue that I'm using, it dries pretty quickly, but it's like once it's on there, it's on there. And in order to do the rest of the gems, I have to wipe off this bake. So I'm gonna do, what was her name? Where she told to press it in instead of wiping it away, just press it in to the skin like your bake. And then for me, I'm going to go over everything with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep over my whole face. It's one of the OGs. Maybe reformulated, but it's one of the OGs. Ooh, that's a little bit higher than what I wanted it to be. But it is what it is, cause ain't nothing I can do about it. It still went to the other one. Try that again. Anybody remember like ColourPop blushes and eyeshadows? They're single eyeshadows and they're liners. Oh my gosh. And this used to be the Morphe setting spray that I always use. And you remember Becca Cosmetic Champagne Pop? That used to be like the go-to for the it girls. Well, I bought some before Smashbox bought the actual highlighter. Ooh, I may have put too much on my nose. I'm so happy that they kept Morphe Trendsetter and actually transferred it to Ulta stores, because it was only in Morphe stores, and then you would have to order it off. When they went bankrupt, you would have to order it offline. Now I'm so happy they have it in store. Remember Max Candy Yum Yum? Like the best thing since sliced bread. And remember mascara? It used to be, for mascara, it used to be Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, or Benefits They're Real. That's what I used to use all the time. And then I got on to NARS Climax mascara. When I tell you I was influenced by the beauty community, I was influenced. Now I'm gonna go in with one of my OGs, but by House of Lashes. Actually, House of Lashes. What happened to Pixie Lux and Starlet? Like, that used to be my joint. Especially Pixie Lux. Those were the lashes to have. I miss that. And Temptress, Starlet, and Pixie Lux used to be my lashes by House of Lashes. Now they have a very limited situation going on. Dang, I just did that all wrong. I told y'all how to put on lashes in the last video and I didn't do it right. Here is the final look. I love how my makeup turned out. I'm not even gonna hold you because I followed the routine of how I used to do my makeup, but with the products that I currently use now, and I'm loving it. I don't mind the little bit of shine right here. I don't, even though it shows my texture a little bit, I don't mind a little bit of shine because in the T-zone, yes. And I love this right here. Look at that. Let me know what makeup you all are wearing at Carnival or Coachella or any type of festival coming up this summer, this spring, what have you, and let me know if you try this. Also, comment down below what makeup trends that you miss or makeup products that you miss that you wish some companies will bring back. Let me know in the comment section. And with that being said, it's your girl Letty, and I'm out. Peace.